I'm Andre Ryland, Banbury Road. I would like to introduce to you and bring to your attention a national citizens initiative called Move to Amend, a movement of hundreds of thousands of Americans who want to see our nation's First Amendment restored and strengthened to be put back to what we the people really means. First, before I do that, let me give you a little background about myself. I've twice been elected to municipal council. I've been a chair of public works. I've been a chair of finance in my years. And I say that so that you understand that I know what you're doing, what you're going through, and what you're concerned with. But here's what Move to Amend is concerned with. Two recent radical and polarizing Supreme Court 5-4 decisions, Citizens United and McCutcheon versus FEC, have diminished we citizens to nothing more than gerrymandered electoral pawns in a mega money political media game. You may be thinking, really, another constitutional amendment? Well, we've already had 27, and that means that the Constitution is not a dead block of rock, but it's a living, evolving instrument of human law. And when it needs clarification and strengthening, we should not be shy citizens. The word clarification is used on both sides of the debate, but a vote of 5-4 is never a clarifying decision in my mind. And we now, due to a polarized Supreme Court, to clarify for us all what is a real person and what is real speech. We, the people of Northwest Florida, move to amend, along with 2 million Americans, 500 U.S. cities and towns, 16 state legislatures have already signed and passed this resolution, which states corporations and artificial entities are not persons, and money or the like is not speech. Here in Florida, 6 councils in 1 county have already recently endorsed resolutions, and we desire you to do the same. When our great Constitution was written, its founders, in our opinion, never intended for the East India Tea Trade Corporation to be an equal person, nor did they intend a pound or a dollar to be equal to a citizen's speech. This change from original American personhood and free human speech has been carried out by a select few who want the most power and the least responsibility, and the Supreme Court has been complicit in this intent. This problem I bring to you is all of America's problem. It's not partisan. If we, whatever political party we align with, don't come together to resolve this gluttony of money and who controls our democracy, our democratic republic will die away. We now ask you to stand with the already millions of us, with all the cities and towns, the counties and states, and support this effort. I have left printed information with your clerk for distribution to you. The resolution I speak of is included, and we, the many friends of Northwest Florida Move to Amend, look forward to the day when you, the Council of the City of Pensacola, will pass a resolution to move to amend. Thank you for hearing us.
Thank you. Councilmember Myers?
Yes, there was some material. I don't know who placed it here from Move to Amend.
The material was placed on there. The clerk is going to get all of the materials from all of the citizens who passed them and then eventually distribute them to us. We want to get a control on all of the literature that comes to us so we exactly know where that literature comes from. And so she will have that literature available to us at the end of the council meeting, and it will be provided and distributed to you, and you'll be able to get it.
Okay, so she was the one who put it here?
Right.
I was just trying to figure out who
Yes, ma'am,
put
she
it
did. She did.
Okay, well, I would like my copies back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We will give you your copies back.
Is there a question about where they came from?
No, well, what has happened here is we get mounds and mounds of literature on our council days, and so what happens is the clerk, like all of the letters and everything, the clerk would take those. She's going to distribute those. Okay. We do not have time to basically go through all
well, that's
the things
fine.
that
You don't need to do it tonight. It's for your information.
Right, so. And that's what we want to set that tone so that everyone knows that when you turn something in, we may not have time to look at it that right away.
Sure, I understand.
So, okay, all right, thank you. But they will get them. The next speaker is Charles, I think it's Stauffer.
Thank you, President, and thank you, council members, for the opportunity to speak. I I'm Charles Stauffer. I am president of two corporations that are located here in Pensacola. And I would like to speak in favor of the movement to amend. Specifically, I would like to address and provide proof that corporations are not people. So I'm going to do it by providing 3 facts and explaining the implication of those facts. So I've handed you some visual aids, and the first point I want to make is that in God we trust. We print $30 million bills every year, and we can look at the back of the dollar bill, and it says very clearly, in God we trust. So I think there's no question about that we can trust what God says. Fact number 2, God created us in His image. And that too, I think, is a fact that is undeniable. It says so several times in the Bible. First place, the very beginning in Genesis 1:26, it states that God created man in His image. And then fact number 3, if you'll look at the Sistine Chapel, where 5 million people gaze at the ceiling every year, you'll see God, and you'll see Him creating Adam, giving him the gift of life in His image. You can see that they both have ears and eyes and hair, and God has a beard, but it's understandable that Adam wouldn't have a beard because he was just created. The other thing you'll notice is that Adam has a belly button and a very large penis, almost as big as his belly button. By implication or extrapolation, you can assume that God has the same, since He created Adam in His image. So what does that mean? If you look at the third thing, you can see Adam has this belly button and very large penis. And I think we can conclude from these 3 facts that corporations are not people. They don't have belly buttons, and I think it would be...
Thank you. If you want to finish your remarks, you can come at the end to our second board forum, which is at the end of the council meeting.
Oh, did I go over my 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, you can see the very last thing, which is...
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Master, do you have any communications?
Well, I'm going to resist the urge to analyze the corporate decision, the Supreme Court decision on whether or not a corporation is a person based on the analysis of Adam's genitalia. But I have been to the Sistine Chapel, and I would hold myself out. Any council member that wants to discuss that in my chambers is welcome to come up, and we can continue that discussion. That involves Italian law, art, and the relationship between that and the U.S. Supreme Court. So, but other than that, I have no communication.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to take this opportunity to join my friends in encouraging the council to take a step to address the issue of Citizens United and the move to amend, which, of course, what this concerns is that only natural persons are citizens, and money is not free speech, because for years I have watched the government at every level in America seem to deteriorate in being able to address the needs of us real citizens. And this would be a very wise and sensitive action for our city council to take. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much.